Hello, I'm Alexandra from largefamilymama.com, and today is Sunday when I'm filming this, and I'm just in the mood for doing a bit of cooking, and I thought I would prepare the breakfasts for this week. We are a large family of 9. So I'm going to start off with making some breakfast pastries. I want to make apricot pastries and maybe some other variations, and later on I also want to be making some muffins and some breakfast bars as well. So the first thing I've done is I've mixed in some water and milk, and then to that I'm going to add 2 eggs. Come back to that later. I'm doing enough today to make 24 pastries, and then they will go in the freezer, and then you can cook them from frozen. Just takes about 20 minutes. So it's a nice easy thing. You can just get up, heat up the oven, then pop them in. 20 minutes later breakfast is ready. So it's quite good to have them in the freezer ready. So these pastries use up a lot of butter, so I'm using 2 packs of butter. I'm just going to slice it up a bit so it's easier to mix. So now that's mixed up, not overly mixed, but just mixed enough. I'm going to tip it into another bowl, cover it with cling film and leave it overnight, and then we will finish it off in the morning. So the next thing that we're going to make today is we're going to make some blueberry muffins. So we need half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, I'm just going to carry on using this jug. I've only had milk in it from the Danish pastries that I was just making, so I haven't minced it out, it's just had milk. So now I'm going to put 100 mils of milk in there, and 100 mils of yogurt, and an egg. The last thing to go in there is some melted butter. Some people like to use vegetable oil, but I don't like using vegetable oil, so I always use butter. And then I'm going to pour that into my dry ingredients. Add about 200 grams of blueberries. And then, once that's all mixed together, I'm just going to divide that between my 12 muffin cases. So I've just got these silicone ones. I've had these for years and years, so it's great to just be able to reuse them and know that you've always got them in the house. You never run out. So I'm going to put the muffin batter in here, and I'm going to freeze them like that, because I think if you freeze muffins after they've been baked, they normally go a bit soggy when you defrost them. So I'm just going to freeze the batter, and then the night before we want to eat them, we'll take them out of the freezer so they'll be defrosted by the morning, and then just pop them straight in the oven for the morning. So I'm going to pop those in the freezer now for about 30 minutes. Then I will take them out of this tray and pop them into a freezer bag and keep them in the freezer until we need them. And then the night before we need them, we'll take them out and let them defrost. So next we're going to be making some more muffins. This time we're making apple and cinnamon muffins, which are delicious. And we love to have our morning muffin with a nice cup of hot chocolate. It just makes the breakfast a lot more filling. So a muffin on its own wouldn't be enough, but with the hot chocolate, then that's an adequate breakfast, I think. So yeah, we're going to do apple and cinnamon, one of my favourites. So again, we're just going to use the silicone moulds and just putting them in the baking tray here. And then we will freeze the batter, like I said before, because no one wants a soggy muffin. So into here we want the dry ingredients first. And then to that I'm going to grate an apple. You could peel it first if you want to, but we don't mind the apple skin. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of cinnamon. And we're just going to divide that between our 12 muffin cases. So again, these are going to go into the freezer for half an hour, and then I will put them into freezer bags. So while I'm on a muffin making roll, I thought I would carry on. So now I'm going to make some chocolate and strawberry muffins. So I'm just using some cocoa powder. So now we've managed to lose 3 of our silicone cases, so I've just used these paper ones for now. So next I'm going to be making some breakfast bars. I'm going to be doing enough to make 16 breakfast bars, and these are going to be apricot and prune oat bars. I was going to do raisin, but we've run out, so I'm just improvising. So the first thing you need is 4 cups of rolled oats. Then you need about 1/3 of a cup of sugar. It's supposed to be brown sugar, but I've only got white left, so again, just improvise. in a few chopped up prunes and apricots. And then give that a good mix. Next, you need to pour that into a large baking dish. I've got mine lined with a silicone baking sheet. You could line yours with parchment paper or just grease it. And now that's ready to be baked in the oven. So now the breakfast bar has cooled completely. We're ready to cut that up and store it, and the muffins have all frozen and they are ready to be put into freezer bags, so I'm going to do that now. What muffins I'm putting in each bag and how many. So the Danish pastry mix has been resting in the fridge overnight, and now we're going to actually form it into Danish pastries. So I'm going to be working with half of this first of all, because it's too much to use all in one go. So I've done one half, now I'm on to the second half. So we need to generously flour the table.
Wishing for the kind of love you see in magazines. The illusion falls and nothing's what it seems to be. And the part left is hurting deep inside of me. Heard a whisper, someone saw you at the bar. Was it the same night you had trouble with your car? It's getting old, I've heard your stories told 1,000 times. Baby, you are using the same old lines. I'll leave it all behind. I wasted too much time, I've been blind. 'Cause there's no fixing what's been broken. This ain't the first time I'll be drinking you off my mind.
So now we've got 4 different pieces of pastry. We're going to roll them out into squares and then cut them into 6 pieces.
Walking down the street, the rain is pouring.
Now, normally I would like to use a fresh apricot in these, but their apricots aren't in season at the moment. I can't find anywhere that's selling them. So I'm just going to use a tablespoon of this apricot compote and hope that it's going to be okay. I think it will be fine. All I need to do is just pinch the opposite corners together. Flatten it a little bit. And that is pastry, ready to go into the freezer. I'm just going to put them on a silicone baking sheet so they can freeze without sticking to the tray or anything. And then I shall just continue the process with the other 3 sheets of pastry until we have 24 Danish pastries to go in the freezer.